next comedian. You guys ready? Woo! Let's give it up for Sean Bishop.
Thanks. What do you guys think's harder for a priest, baptizing a cat or making pussy wet? I have a brother. He's a really smart guy, chemical engineer. My brother has a brother. He's a comedian and he's not that funny. I had a friend named Elle. She was elegant. I had a friend named Ed, and he was educated. I had a friend named Dre, and Dre had dreams. Now I have a friend named Bob, and he's a no good fucking Italian. You can't trust a damn thing the Walt says. Who the fuck are you calling a yellow belly? That's my impression of the fat drunk guy at the West Virginia games with his stomach painted yellow. This is my impression of Sean Connery telling New York Jets quarterback Sauce Gardner to rest assured. Worcestershire sauce. I didn't know what jokes I was doing tonight, but this is so far so good. I need to remember some more though. I used to be a co-manager at 84 Lumber in Elkins, West Virginia. I was the youngest guy there. All my employees were much older than I was. I had this thin anemic looking guy named Vinny that worked for me, and he had a wife that was way out of his league. And Vinny came to me one day and said, "Sean, I've been cheating on my wife, what should I do?" Mind you, I'm not the guy to ask, but I thought about it for a second. I said, "Vinny, when we frame houses, we don't use screws, we use nails. We don't use screws because when the framing shifts, the screws will snap. We use nails because nails are meant to bend." And Vinny looks at me funny for a second. He says, "Sean, what does that have to do with cheating on my wife?" I said, "Vinny, if you don't screw..." Jesus fucking Christ. "Vinny, if you don't..." Jeez, I fucked it up again. I quit drinking like, I don't know, 4 months ago before comedy because I didn't want to fuck up like this. And now I fucked up. You got this, man. I was... Okay, I don't need fucking sympathy. Jesus fucking Christ. But I'm dropping that joke. We're doing something else. Yeah, I fucked up the punchline twice. What am I supposed to do? Just fucking move on. I need to do a different joke. I did that joke for the first time. Like I took like, I don't know, 6 or 7 months off from doing that joke, and I did it last week and it fucking hit. So I was gonna do it again because it was fresh in my head. So whatever. It's Saddam Hussein. What again? I went to college in Kaiser, West Virginia. Kaiser's located right in the middle of Appalachian Mountains, and the town's now in the valley. Up on the hill, there's a bunch of windmills, and we used to go party up the windmills. We'd be up there drinking, smoking, listening to music. We'd always listen to bands like Iron Maiden and Black Sabbath, not because I ever were into that music, but man, those windmills, they're big metal fans. When I was 13, I went to a Michigan at Penn State football game. I knew some of the coaches at Michigan, and they gave me a bunch of Michigan gear. And while I was there, I went to the bathroom. On the way back, some drunk Penn State fan spit on me, which sucked, but definitely not the worst thing to happen to a kid at that stadium. My name's Sean Bishop. I have a goal in life to be the most famous Sean Bishop, which is nice because there's not many of us. Like if you think about it, in 1981, the second overall draft pick in the NBA draft was a guy by the name of Isaiah Thomas. And then in 1989, a woman in Washington State decided to name her son after him. And that Isaiah Thomas grew up to be one of the greatest point guards in NBA history. How fortunate am I that they weren't named Sean Bishop, because my dream would have ended the moment I got cut for the 6th grade basketball team. Luckily for me, I just have to be more famous than actor Sean Bishop. Exactly. Who the fuck's that guy? He's famous for one movie role where he played the eldest son to the main character in the 1977 classic Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Which means right now, as I open my comic, I'm the second most famous Sean Bishop, right behind a guy that's been out of work for 46 years. If you guys can leave here tonight and remember I'm Sean Bishop, I'll be the most famous Sean Bishop, right in front of a guy I can only assume is a homeless man on the streets of Hollywood that once played a secondary character in a movie about communicating with aliens. And I hate alien movies, because they're always about how do we communicate with the aliens. That's not the problem, guys. What we should be worried about is, can the aliens communicate with spiders? So if the aliens can communicate with, if the aliens show up and decide to wipe out the human race, they're just a bunch of racists. But if the aliens can communicate with spiders, turns out I'm the racist. I don't know if you guys have heard of this Hitler fellow, but let me drop some numbers on you. He's famous for this thing called the Holocaust, where he killed 66% of the Jews in Europe. I've killed 100% of the spiders I've ever fucking seen. Which means if the aliens can communicate with spiders, I'm going to be the dickhead in every alien history book that tried to wipe an entire species off of this planet. But if a spider genocide makes me the next Hitler, I'll own it. I'll vow to kill every last one of those 8-legged fucks. Because every single person in here knew who Hitler was, and I damn well knew who actor Sean Bishop was. Thank you, I'm Sean Bishop.
Let's give it up for Sean Raymond in there, Bishop.